Birmingham Mountain Radio, 107.3 FM, BMRLinks.com. Really great tie-in here on so many levels, right? Because, of course, RentMonster, a great sponsor of the station.
Absolutely.
Good people, sponsor of this show and the station. And coming up, the tour to Brewers, which is happening this Saturday, right? Which you've already been talking about. Greg Stein puts this whole thing together. And, of course, RentMonster and Good People, both major sponsors of this event. Jessi from RentMonster is here now. But before we get into the run that's happening, just RentMonster in general, I think this is something, of course, people hear us talking about it on the station all the time, but it's good to have you here to actually answer some questions, because people are like, wait, I can use this service totally for free? Like, it almost doesn't make sense to them, but that's what it is. It's a totally free service.
Yeah, absolutely.
So anybody who's looking for a place in town, I mean, this is where they need to go to rentmonster.net.
Exactly. Think of us kind of like a realtor, but we don't sell homes. We find apartments for people. So it just makes it easier. You know, we've got contracts with different management companies and different apartment owners, just kind of all over Birmingham.
Sure, yeah.
And they pay us to bring tenants who are a good fit for their particular property. So yeah, it just allows us to have a lot of different options for people. Someone can call in and say, I'm looking for this specific thing, and we can go on an appointment, show them a couple of different options. When they find the one they love, we help them through the application process and that sort of thing. It just makes it easier.
So basically, like, you're experts on the apartment options
Exactly.
around town. So if I don't know anything about the different options, I can come to you, you set me up, and I don't pay you anything for it. I mean, how can you possibly lose?
Yeah, that's exactly right. And a lot of people think it's a little too good to be true.
Right.
When I first moved to Birmingham, I remember my mother and I came to Birmingham. We looked at so many places, and we had to call each individual, owner and schedule an appointment. And sometimes they wouldn't answer, and sometimes they wouldn't know the answer to questions I had, and it was just very stressful.
Yeah.
And so this, it's just a lot of fun and very rewarding to be able to help people, find what they're looking for in the easiest way possible, relieve a lot of stress for people.
And it's kind of a good time for the consumer, whoever's looking for the apartment, to be picky. I mean, that's what you guys do. They can really tell you specifically what they're looking for.
Yeah.
And that helps you kind of narrow it down and show them the apartments that are right for them.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Nice.
Yeah.
It does sound a lot like using a realtor.
It's exactly like
Right
that.
before college football season, are you going to send me a magnet with the schedule to put on my? That
Yes,
would really.
we will do.
That would solidify it. That would make you just like a realtor.
A purple magnet. What is the monster's name?
Trent.
Trent.
Monster, that's right.
He looks like a Trent.
Well, that makes sense. That makes sense.
He's a cool guy.
And you can see him, just go to rentmonster.net. Of course, you can also call 440-2345. So cool that you guys are sponsoring the Big Benefit Run and Ride coming up this weekend, Saturday morning, but not too early. That's one thing I love about this run, because a lot of runs you have to be there like 6:30 or 7 or something. So not so much with this one, which makes sense because you're going from brewery to brewery to brewery.
And drinking along the way.
Yeah, for sure. Do people need to sign up in advance? Can they sign up the day of?
Both. You can go pre-register now. If you want to definitely lock in your t-shirt and your size, you want to go ahead and register now. However, you're welcome to show up. Registration starts at 9 o'clock Saturday morning.
Yeah.
Tin Roof, that'll be where it begins and ends. I believe the ride begins at 10:50 and the run begins at 11.
And we said that's bicycle rides, not.
That's right.
Not horseback riding. Yeah.
Not horseback riding.
All right.
Yep.
And so the deal is, you start there at Tin Roof, and you just go, like you run to one of the breweries, and then you stop there and have a beer.
Have a beer, have a good time, and head on out. Go to the second one. We got Good People, Cahaba, Trim Tab, and Avondale Brewery.
That's nice.
Yeah, I've got to do this at some point. I told Greg I might be in for this one Saturday. The thing is, I run pretty regularly, like every day.
Sure.
But I can't. There's something in my brain that I've never been able to have any alcohol and then run. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like one of those things. Like, am I going to have that beer? No. I have to wait until after the run. So what
about powdered alcohol?
Never powdered alcohol. I want to do this just to maybe get past that. You know, if like you're afraid of heights, you need to go stand on the top of a tall building or something.
Yeah.
That's okay. I got to do. No, I still don't think I could do the donut run thing.
Yeah, me neither. I just can't see how people can do it.
No.
Well, it's not something you put together, but that's what's so fun about it. It's just just kind of crazy.
Right.
You know.
I tell you this though, there is nothing sweeter than at the end of a run a nice beer. So
maybe a donut might be sweeter.
That's true.
Technically sweeter.
Maybe a donut and a beer.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Awesome. So you guys will be out there as well. I'm
We
sure
will.
you have some
We'll
information.
We'll be in our purple RentMonster shirts. You'll see us taking pictures.
Will
We'll
Trent
also
be
be
there?
wearing green, so do not pinch us. We'll be wearing green
There
as
you
well.
go. That's
Now,
good.
can they legally pinch you though? It's not actually. We have a few days
That
before St.
actually would be
Patrick's Day.
Ah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
They-
Just a smack if somebody pinches you.
And I
Okay,
think
yes, smack
technically,
the face.
even on St. Patrick's Day, a pinch is probably legally assault.
No, it's legal. It's totally legal on St. Patrick's Day.
We'll
You're right.
ask.
Jessi, thanks for being here. Of course, you hear us again talking about Rent Monster all the time. Thank you all for supporting the station. It's
Absolutely.
always a big deal, and so we encourage our listeners to support our sponsors. So Rent Monster 440-2345 or rentmonster.net. Go check out Trent there. Do we have a Trent costume? We need to get a Trent
Oh,
costume.
we're working on it. We're
Awesome.
actually in the process also
Yeah.
of getting a like a stuffed version of Trent.
Yeah.
We're starting a blog. Look out for it. It's going to be Ventures of Trent. We're gonna
See?
be going around Birmingham.
I like this.
Different events, different. Trent will be in the BMR station, in the studio.
I like it.
And while we're
Yeah.
here, real quickly, there have been some rumors with the being a purple monster. There's been talk about people eating. Just to clear the air, there's no cannibalism involved.
There's no cannibalism.
Right? Okay.
No, he's a gentleman.
Okay.
He really
And
is.
has more than one eye.
Okay, good.
He,
All right.
he does.
That's good.
He does.
Okay.
He does
Great.
not eat people. Don't be scared.
That's good to
Trent.
know. And yeah, I told my friend who brought that up. I was like, I don't think that's right,
He
but I'll
doesn't-
ask.
he doesn't
I'll
eat-
ask.
Not anymore.
Okay, good.
Awesome. We'll see you guys this Saturday at the tour. The Brewers starting at Tin Roof. Registration starts at 9 a.m. if you just want to register right there on the site. Of course, brought to you by Rent Monster, Good People Brewing, and Birmingham Mountain Radio.